Hey, how's it going, everybody? Adrian here with Vinny behind the camera right now, and this is another episode of Booze Drinkers. We're in downtown Salt Lake. We're gonna get some street fries at Spitz, and then we're gonna go to Bourbon House and get some cocktails. Try them out. This bar just down the street from here. It's cherry. That's Manhattan. I'm gonna do a Manhattan too. Manhattan sounds better than Manhattan sounds better than a old fashioned to me right now. Old fashioned is just sugar, plain water, and bitters, and whiskey. Alrighty, so we're gonna get some street cart fries from Spitz. I got some sweet potato fries with lamb, have some other stuff in it. We got some beers coming to start off the night.
Enjoy, guys.
The Blackberry sour. I got the Lunar Ipa by Epic Brewing, a Utah local beer. We had another episode where we tested out very few amount of local Utah IPAs. This one's pretty good. It's really light, has some orange/citrus aftertaste, but it's very light on the hops flavor, which I can really like in some IPAs. I'll get a really strong hops. This is light on the hops, stronger on the citrus. Overall, pretty light IPA.
Alright everyone, I got the Ketos Blackberry Sour. I'm such a big fan of this beer. I had it for the first time roughly about 2 years ago, and ever since then I've fallen in love with it. Sour beers are just such amazing beers, to me at least, because I'm a huge sour fan. So Ketos Brewery is in Salt Lake City, which we're in Salt Lake City. I would assume that they're roughly about 6 minutes from here. Super big fans. I would suggest this beer for anybody that enjoys drinking wine, just because it has that blackberry citrus flavor, super sour. If you're into dry wines, it's something comparable, but one of my favorite beers. I suggest it.
Alright, so we got our street fries. We're heading down to Whiskey Street. Pretty good bar with a large variety of whiskey. We tried some good whiskeys there. And we're gonna get some cocktails, I think. I'm gonna get a Manhattan. And then we might even do a shot of whiskey. We'll try a new whiskey out. I don't know. Yeah. We'll just see how it goes. Alright, so we just ordered 2 Manhattans at Whiskey Street. So they're coming our way. We're gonna try them out, see how they taste. I love Manhattans. Last video we did was making our favorite cocktails at home. And I made a Manhattan for myself. Vinny had the whiskey sour. But we had our own twist on it. I used Scotch rather than bourbon, and we used Seagram 7 on the whiskey sour, and we didn't use any egg whites on the whiskey sour. But this will be a professional Manhattan, so I can compare it to the one I made and see if it's better. Strong. Tastes
Pretty smooth.
pretty regular.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Kind of stronger on the alcohol taste, the alcohol kind of burn taste than I'm used to with the Manhattan though.
I could taste the sweet vermouth. Like, for me at least, the sweet vermouth is the most prominent flavor in this.
One of my favorite things is to eat the cherry. soaked in the.
Always eat the cherry. Always. That's a good cherry.
Man, mine is so strong.
Is it? Want to try mine?
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely taste the
this is
whiskey
the
in it.
strongest alcohol flavor I've ever had in them.
Really?
Yeah. Like it, I don't even. I like it, but it's like I just drank that whole thing so quick. Yeah, it got worse as I sipped it down, and I was dipping and stirring it, so it must not have been mixed evenly or something. I don't know. That's just my take on it. It was very, you know, like the alcohol sensation was stronger, more prominent than I'm used to in a mixed drink, especially Manhattan.
In comparison to Bourbon House, though, I feel like Bourbon House is better.
Yeah, I agree.
Bourbon House Manhattan are top notch.
It has
This
more.
one, it's decent.
It seems
It's a
basic.
Manhattan, yeah. It's a
It
Manhattan.
doesn't seem like anything special.
Exactly. Whiskey Street Manhattan, out of a 5, what would you rate it?
3.6. As far as Manhattans go, the mixed drinks go, and enjoying it.
I'd give it about a 3.8, so somewhere around that same area.
Below a 4 at least.
Yeah, below a 4 definitely. Oh yeah. That's the definition of booze drinkers right there. What's up, motherfuckers? So, we just tried the Manhattan here at Whiskey Street. It was pretty good. I gave it a 3.8. Adrian gave it a 3.6 out of a 5. Decent Manhattan, nothing extraordinary. Something that you might be able to get everywhere else except for Bourbon House. Bourbon House Manhattan's top notch. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get a whiskey sour. And that way we're able to compare it to our previous video where we made our favorite mixed drinks. The Manhattan being Adrian's favorite mixed drinks. Whiskey sour being my favorite mixed drink. So,
And I've had the whiskey sour here before. I think we both have.
yeah.
So one thing that's different, I remember it being really good, and they also had the egg yolk, egg whites, not the egg yolk, sorry, the egg whites mixed or shaken, and to make that frothy and flavor to the drink. So I remember they had that here, and that's something we didn't do. But I've done that before, making my own, and that really, I think, elevates it, makes it better.
It gives it a different turn to it, but
So I don't think
definitely
it's a fair comparison from this one to the one we made, just because we excluded that ingredient in our last video. But I've made it before with the egg whites, and that makes a big difference, I think.
Yeah.
I would always make a whiskey sour in the future with the egg white included. It's just a simple yet crucial ingredient that just makes it more unique than just, you know, simple syrup, lemon juice, and whiskey. Yeah.
Rating out of a 5, just how we did with the Manhattan, what would you give it?
4.8.
4.8. Okay.
Whiskey Street, Whiskey Sour, 4.8. Salt Lake City.
I'd give it 4.8. So my thing is that, like you were saying earlier, everybody gives it its own little twist. Being a whiskey sour with egg white, I give it a 4.8. There are some places that do whiskey sours without the egg white, and I feel like that's considered a completely different drink when they don't use egg whites. But whiskey sour with egg white, 4.8. I can see that.
Yeah, I think it's like, I can't think of where I've had a better whiskey sour.
The one that you made, I will say, was pretty legit. And that's one without egg white, because I know that there's another bar here called Twist. They do their whiskey sours that way too, without egg white. I feel yours was better than the one that I've had at Twist. And Twist makes a pretty good whiskey sour. So,
To be fair, I think that's just because you have a sweet tooth and I use more syrup.
good.
Like that makes
Very
this
true.
might make it taste better, you know. But
Yeah.
either way, yeah, I remember that one. It was good.
Pretty good, yeah.
All those ingredients are good. I think this is one of those mixed drinks where it's hard to make it not good. Like you can't, because when you
Right.
add syrup to a mixed drink, just the sweetness kind of cancels out any of that alcohol burn, and so it's never bad.
Right.
You can only just make it better, and I feel like this is one that makes it better with the really good foam from the egg white orange bitters. Just makes it unique,
Yeah.
and it's tasty.
Yeah, and everything's balanced out. Once you take a drink, you get all the flavors. It's sweet. You have the egg white froth, the aroma from the orange bitters, and then the simple syrup is there.
Yeah, I
But
love
you
it.
could still taste the whiskey as well. Like one flavor, one scent doesn't necessarily overwhelm the rest. It's really well balanced. So I feel like 4.8, pretty good rating for this. I don't even know if we'll get higher than this.
If I could, like duplicate exactly this mix right here, right now, I would add a little bit more whiskey to it.
A little bit more whiskey.
That would take it for me a 4.9
4.9
to a 5, maybe.
to
2.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
And just a little bit more whiskey.
Yeah.
I need more of that whiskey flavor. For me, is
Also, it might be the whiskey that they use. We didn't.
yeah, that's true. I don't know what whiskey they used. If they a scotch, to use a scotch in here.
Which would have been
Macallan?
the Macallan whiskey sour that we made in the previous video.
No, we used Seagrams.
Did we use Seagrams?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Just something that has a little bit more like whiskey. Yeah, a little bit more kick. Because it is mellow. Like the flavors are good, but the flavors aren't good from the whiskey. The flavors are good from like the lemon, syrup, egg white bitters.
Yeah. And it kind of goes back to it. One doesn't necessarily overwhelm the other.
No, they're all even, but I feel a little
more
lack
whiskey.
of whiskey. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's a whiskey sour, so I can see that. If it had a little bit more of a whiskey taste, 4.9.
And I think that's something I
maybe 5.
learned when we made the Manhattan with the Macallan, is the Macallan has a very distinctive, very like strong, interesting flavor. When I make a mixed drink, I think I want to use like a really interesting type of whiskey that has a distinct,
Right.
prominent flavor. 'Cause
Yeah.
for me, that just elevates the whole mixed drink.
Exactly.
So this is like, it's like the whiskey is hidden. The whiskey is hidden in here.
Right.
But if you put in something that was like, wow, that's like whiskey, but then I get these other flavors you expect from this cocktail, you know, the lemon or the lime. I keep saying like the lime, the syrup, you know, the egg white and bitters. I don't know. I feel like that for me, if I had to critique it, it'd make it better.
A little bit more whiskey flavor.
More whiskey flavor. So I'd either
Maybe
use
hit
it.
it with some Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark is definitely prominent.
Yeah, I'd use a different whiskey or more whiskey depending on the.
Right.
But that's the thing, is you just kind of have to make it down to like the exact measurements. See how it tastes, how you like it. Make a little change, you know, like okay, next time around I'll use more whiskey. That's my opinion. Anyway, should we tap out?
I think we're good to tap out, man.
All right. Well, then in that case, thanks for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe for future videos, and we'll see you in the next episode.
See you guys next time.